Well, welcome to the Frustrated Grad podcast. I'm your host, Zach Hughes, the black dude with a new background. Uh, as you can see, I finally have two bookshelves, and I got rid of that white one, so you can see my championships, my WWE
M-
championships. I
They're
have two
not belts.
WWE. They're they're not belts. Belts are for holding up hands. They're titles, which doesn't make sense because you can steal someone's championship belt but not steal their title. Like if if somebody ran off with Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship, they don't have the title of Universal Champion. They just have the belt. So it's very stupid distinction they try to make there. Anyway, my co-host, who had that outburst just now, was writer, movie fan, super duper hardcore wrestling fan Tony Hoffman.
Oh, I just love wrestling, man.
Loves the wrestlings.
Yeah, man, I was using my WWE Network account to watch NXT Takeover Brooklyn last night. Uh, in my mind,
Yep.
and it was so entertaining that when that other person beat that other person, and that person finally won the thing, the crowd went wild.
Yeah, it's a very vivid description. I feel like I was there. Uh,
I was checking on Twitter, and I do know some of the winners. So,
I don't
yeah,
think I want to know that.
so I will not tell you.
Even though there's a lot of those people I don't know, so like the spoilers wouldn't really uh, mean anything to me one way or the other. But when I watch the show, I do become invested. Like the video packages help a lot. But yeah, so what's going on with you this week? How's your week been?
Week's been pretty good. I saw on Twitter just recently today that today apparently is National Radio Day. Hashtag National Radio Day.
All right.
So, how are you celebrating National Radio Day, Zach?
I'm going to celebrate National Radio Day like
By
many.
continuing to not listen to the radio?
Or I will celebrate it by doing what many of my friends in radio have done
Be
because of their
unemployed?
love. Yeah, get fired 3 times. So that's
All right.
that's how you celebrate. I'm
I
gonna go
can't
protest
remember.
outside of iHeartMedia
I, I,
headquarters.
I can't remember like when was the last time I actually fired up the old iHeart radio app or the iTunes in app to listen to local radio because I am good with my Spotify and YouTube. So radio's dead.
I mean, I listen to it every now and then on my FM radio app on my phone.
It's like you have to go out of your way to do it.
Yeah, I'll only do it if for some reason there's something compelling enough where I'm like, okay, I've just pulled up to work. I kind of want to hear the end of this segment, so I'll turn on the FM tuner on my phone and just listen to that as I walk into the building. Then I immediately turn it off after the segment.
I have like I have the MLB at bat an MLB at bat subscription I pay for each year for the baseball season to listen to the Cubs game. But
Okay.
that technically doesn't count as radio, even though it is like the Cubs broadcast. I'm not listening to whatever the score. I'm listening to the MLB app. So that's as
Yeah.
close to radio as it gets for me on a regular basis.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that's like a draw for me because I think like there used to be only a few things that I would like say, oh, I have to listen to this today on the radio. Like I would get up and listen to Man Cow in the morning. That faded out a long time ago. I would
There's
listen to
not.
Loveline late at night.
Yeah, that was such a long time ago.
Yeah, there's been nothing that's been as intriguing as that at all.
God, there isn't like a single midday, morning, or evening show that I give a shit right now on local radio in Chicago.
I mean, there's certain segments. I mean, not segments, but there's certain points where I'll tune into. WGCI, and they'll be talking about something I want to hear on the morning takeover, whatever their morning show is called. But it's usually when Leon Rogers is talking. That's why I was irritated when they changed to this new lineup. They fired Tony Schofield for some random reason. I guess they just wanted to continue Leon Rogers' curse of always being paired up with a host and that host being fired, but they always keep Leon. Like that's been the
I didn't even know Tony Schofield was still there.
well, he's not there anymore. That's what I'm saying. He got fired and they
I
replaced
mean, I
him.
didn't even know he was there as recently as whenever he got fired.
Yeah, so then they replaced him with this guy Kyle, whoever he is. But then
I
like
have
now
no
it's
idea.
Kyle, Kendra, and Leon. I was like, why isn't it ever Leon and whoever else? Because he's the one constant. Like they don't ever think he's worth firing. So they should
Is
just make him the main guy.
is Ramon Love still traveling from Cleveland to Chicago to do radio and back and forth?
I have no idea. I didn't know there were more than one fly jock. I only knew Tom Joyner did that, but that's a huge waste of time and money. Don't you know there's
Doug
such a thing as voice tracking now? You can take
Doug
people's jobs much easier.
Doug Banks is voice tracking from the Afro.
Jesus Christ. Um,
Too much the McDonald's steak, egg, and cheese bagels for Doug.
too soon, man. Too soon. It's
Yeah,
only been what 2 years, or it's been at least a year.
too soon. It's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. Yeah. Radio. Let's celebrate it today.
so separated.
They're trying to
So,
remember to turn one on at some point.
so have you had a chance to watch The Defenders? I have not because I don't really care.
But you sounded so amped about it on Facebook. Like you don't know what's going on, but you were gonna check it out. I watched the
Yeah,
first episode.
yeah. I think that you say I sounded so amped about it, which is why I put a link to a cartoon
Yeah,
intro
Defenders
from the
of
80s.
the Earth.
I was so excited.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that at least. Um, I think the series, at least this first episode, is kind of set up for people who didn't watch all of the shows because it's just kind of like
Just
not
explain, and
really
this is what
explaining it,
happened,
but it's
and
like
blah blah
everybody
blah blah
has their
blah.
little
blah.
scenes. It's not like they're saying like, "Hey, I'm Jessica Jones. I had this weird accident once. This guy almost raped me or did rape me a bunch of times, and then like
I hope
I
that's how
punched
she
him to
says it.
death." Like no, there wasn't any
Hi, my name
exposition
is
like
Jessica
that.
Jones. This dude almost raped me. I would watch it.
No, I mean that would be what she would say if she went to a focus group. I mean, or not a focus group, but a support group. Uh, although they did have that whole little Kilgrave support group, and she wasn't cool with it. But they just have their all their little moments. Like, oh, let's
Yeah,
check
yeah,
in with
yeah.
Iron Fist. Hey, what's Luke Cage doing? Apparently, he was just getting out of prison. But I'm like, how long was he in prison? If it's they're all pretty much on the same timeline, like he just do a year or something. But I don't know.
And like what's his face? Orange Fist is just sitting around like a drooling moron. Wait.
No, he's actually hunting down members of the Hand, something that Matt
Hey,
Murdock, aka Daredevil, would like to be doing, but he's trying to be a good Catholic boy, and he's going to confessional and talking about his
those were the
urges.
worst parts of Daredevil.
Like, forgive me, Father, it's been 4 hours since my last confessional. Um,
I'm just gonna disobey you and fight anyway.
I mean, the real problem was that the priest was like totally cool with it. It's like, you know what? I think God's okay with you beating people's asses in the middle of the night. It's like, all right, thanks, Father.
In the night. Yeah. So.
So the first episode was it didn't give me a whole lot. It's just kind of set the stage for
From what I've read, it's slow in the first two episodes, but then it gets going. And
yeah, because
I
they haven't
heard it's
even met
fine.
each other as of yet.
Yeah.
Like they've met some of the auxiliary characters, but the main defenders haven't met as of the first episode.
Then I saw some like something on like YouTube or not YouTube on Twitter where people were trying to compare the Defenders to the Avengers, and I'm like, okay, okay,
So they're all gonna fight each other at the beginning, and then
Jesus
get
Christ.
together, and then fight each other again, and then split up, and then secretly get back together.
And then the defenders get their asses destroyed and murdered the very first time they face the Avengers.
I mean, they shouldn't face off against in their first meeting.
Why
It
do
should
they
be
even have
like,
to fight?
I mean, that's just a thing. Heroes have egos, and they clash.
Or people on the internet are stupid.
Yeah, heroes with egos. It's my favorite kinds. I mean, like all our favorite superheroes have fought each other at some point. You know, I mean, Deadpool even killed the entire Marvel universe. So, it's a thing.
Mm. Captain Deadpool.
Uh, yeah, it's sad that Deadpool is like killing people in real life now. It's a shame.
Deadpool didn't kill anyone. This
Oh yeah,
poor safety procedures, and I don't know
yeah,
what else.
yeah,
Motorcycles are stunt work is risky.
yeah,
Don't try to set home, kids.
yeah. Because what was wait, first person we heard about recently was like the person on the set of Walking Dead who died somehow, and then
Yeah, it's been happening more often.
yeah, so it's like you gotta tighten stuff up. It's 2017. We can do better. You can CG some of this stuff. Save
But it doesn't
money and
look as
save lives.
as real. Apparently, this the stunt person, she had did the stunt a couple of times, and it went well without a hitch, and that last time not so much.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've seen a few like videos on YouTube where they talk about like, oh, this outtake was so good they kept it in the movie. I doubt we're gonna have any of those situations with these latest accidents, but who knows?
They died doing what they love,
Flying through windows. I mean,
being killed
perhaps.
instantly and painfully.
Yeah. Yep, that's my favorite pastime. So I always put on my social media profiles like hobbies, being killed violently. It's
Mhm.
totally
Yeah,
it's
make it
totally what
count.
I'm
You can only
into.
do it. You can only die once.
Wait, Yodo? Is that is that what that hashtag would be? You only die once.
Yeah. I mean, you
Uh,
don't want to like die like some pussy, like slowly, of like natural causes or like cancer or something, some hospital bed. You want to go out in like a blaze of glory.
yeah, um, like Ric Flair should have a long time ago in a plane crash, but now he's taking the pussy way out.
Pussy,
Totally.
oh wow, you already got him in the ground.
I mean, like that's what speculation is. Like he had successful surgery. He's not out of the woods yet. That's what I keep hearing. So I
Thank you, Dave
I'm not
Meltzer.
counting him out. But you know,
Speaking of Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson starred in the number one movie of the week, the Hitman's Bodyguard,
I thought you
made
were going a
21
different
million.
place with that transition. I thought you were going to say, speaking of dead people, Dick Gregory died at 84. But
That would have been
let's
better.
yeah,
That
but
was even.
let's
I
talk
was
about the
that
Hitman's
soulless.
body. Let's take a different tone. Let's
Yeah,
talk about the Hitman's bodyguard.
because I'm suspecting that between me and you, we don't have a lot of Dick Gregory thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember him from like roasts and occasional
Exactly.
appearances and stuff, but he was always funny. So,
I just remember him from
R.I.P.
like whenever I would watch some TV retrospective or something, they would always have some comments from him.
Yeah, yeah, but let's talk about the Hitman's bodyguard. Did you
It
see
looked.
the movie this week?
If I would have seen any movie this week, it would have been that one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean it's definitely like one of those movies that you would wait to watch when it's on like cable or DVD or whatever. But
yeah,
because it's been so slow these past couple of
yeah.
weeks, I would have actually have liked to have seen it. But,
Yeah,
got
because
okay
there's been
reviews.
nothing that's been bringing me out to the theater, so that was that would have been an option, but I'll check it out at some point.
Yeah, there's like nothing until like a month from now when the Kingsman, the Golden Circle comes out. Everything else between now and then is just crap.
I wonder if in the next Kingsman movie we're gonna take another trip to Kentucky to see some
Yeah,
other crazy rednecks.
that would have been timely.
Yeah, it would have been more timely now. I guess you would. Maybe they could go to Virginia
But here's
and
the
see.
thing, though. It's like the movie. It's like they're in America where they team up with the American version of the Kingsmen, and like
So
one
are
of
they
the
called like the
guys,
President's Men or something?
like one of the guys, I guess that they're working with is like some like redneck cowboy type character played by Bridges, Jeff Bridges.
Okay,
Let's see.
all right. Maybe he's going to have some shocking views um, that are going to be um, controversial to both sides of the.
I don't understand how the what's his face, the character's still alive. What the hell is his name?
Oh
Got killed.
yeah, that was odd when he shows up in the trailer for this new one. Like, okay, I'll take your word for it. They'll figure out a way to
Colin
retcon
Firth.
it. Yeah, yeah, because you know, because that was like the twist of that scene. It was like, oh, this isn't one of those spy movies, and then I think Sam Jackson is the one that kills him. But you know, we'll figure a way around it.
Sam Jackson and his list. It's
His
backwards.
lisp. Yeah, it was like one of the farthest stretches I've seen Samuel Jackson make as a character in a while. Like, okay, this is something different. He's not just playing
Yelling
himself.
and
Exactly.
cursing. I mean, he was cursing, but he wasn't,
It
in his
was
normal Sam Jackson, you know,
in
personality.
the Sam Jackson. He had a different accent. Uh,
I
but
didn't
yeah,
see Lucky Logan with Shannon Tatum. That didn't look. It didn't look good enough to fork over $10 to go see.
yeah, because
Steven
was it like
Soderbergh
some
directed.
heist movie mixed with like
Yeah, I hate it
uh,
when they don't. You can't see what the hell the movie's about in a fucking trailer.
yeah, because like Talladega Nights meets Ocean's 11 or something. I
It's
don't
like
know.
a NASCAR heist film
Yeah,
or some shit.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
right up our alley. Yeah.
Like, if you like NASCAR and you love heist movies, then you probably don't exist because heist movies are a little bit too cerebral for NASCAR fans. So, well, who knows? And that it's gonna find its audience somewhere. Um, there's other movie news. There's one person returning, and then there's a franchise going back to the well. What do you want to
Uh,
talk about first? There's a lot of returns going on here.
well, are you a huge James Bond fan? I've seen
Huge
most of
would
them.
be a complete falsehood. I can't remember the last James Bond movie I've seen. Probably Pierce Brosnan, whatever.
Oh,
Back in the day when he was doing the movies, I'm not a
I
James Bond
saw
fan at all.
I saw Spectre when it came out.
Okay,
I think that was November of 2015.
okay,
Well, we mentioned that because Daniel Craig has officially, after kind of going back and forth on it, he will be coming back for Bond 25.
okay. Is that the official name of it? It's just like an anniversary edition.
No,
It's just
that's the placeholder.
so. Have there been 25 Bond movies?
I don't see why they would call it Bond 25 for
That's
this
that seems like a lot.
franchise that started in 1962.
25 movies. Yeah, I don't see myself catching up at any point. But yeah, so
But
that's good to know.
The Star Wars thing that you alluded to, like, okay, so what exactly could happen in between the events of the Revenge of the Sith and the original Star Wars? Because wasn't he like a recluse and hiding, even though he's hiding in plain sight, and he uses the name
Ben
Ben
Kenobi.
Kenobi?
Like who? Like there's this guy we're looking for. His name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. It couldn't
Oh,
be
you
this
mean
guy old Ben Kenobi? No, that's totally not Obi-Wan Kenobi. We
so? Like whatever happens, like whatever fights or battles that happen, it'll have very little ramifications on.
Yeah, that's the
The
problem with all of these. Like even Rogue One, they were characters we didn't know about, but they were doing
but
a
at least they
mission that
were
we knew was already
but at least
accomplished.
they were trying to find like the blueprints to destroy the Death Star. It was an important
Yeah, but we knew they
part of
found
the
them
story.
already.
Yeah,
Like, that's the
but now
problem.
we know how,
Yeah, and they all died, which is very convenient for us.
which
Like
was awesome too.
nice
That
and
was kind of
tidy.
yeah.
Yeah, but like, what's like? There's literally no stakes there because it's like, okay, these people in our timeline, they're already long dead. Their mission was long accomplished, and even many of the people who were chasing them and ended up killing them, they are also dead. So it's just like a history lesson that takes
Yeah,
over 2 hours to sit
but
through.
that made sense to make a movie because we didn't have to worry about the characters or anything or popping up because you just kill them all and wipe them out.
Yeah, but you could have also
Yeah.
done like that could have been like an extra on a DVD. Like, hey, anybody ever wonder how the Death Star plans got to
But you don't make
Leia?
money that way. Right?
Yeah, you only hurt goodwill. I mean, a lot of people love Rogue One, but I'm not one of them. That's mark that down on the list of things that everyone loves that I don't. There's like most
Like
things you'll say
sports
I'm
and
straight down the line
Super
on, but
Bowl and
yeah, good for you guys with your sports balls and your Rogue Ones and your and your apple pie. Maybe I'm just an anti-American wrestling heel. Maybe that's what my true personality is. But yeah, I don't have any anticipation for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
no,
I don't even want to see Han Solo's movie, and like
neither
he's
do I.
the one of the more interesting characters. But just
And
like,
now we're
hey,
gonna make him less interesting by revealing all of the things that made him interesting, the
yeah,
origins of him.
where'd he get that jacket? How'd he meet Chewbacca? Um,
How do you meet what's his face? The Billy D. Williams character.
yeah, the Mr. Cloud City. How did they become friends? And
Mr.
then he
Cloud
got
City.
betrayed. Yeah, Billy D. Cloud City. But yeah, I'm not. I'm. I think I have prequel-itis. Some people have sequel-itis, but there's been so many
Lando
prequels
Calrissian.
as of late. Yeah, Lando Calrissian,
Jesus,
aka. I mean, I knew his name. It's just I like referring to him as Mr. Cloud City, aka Billy D. Williams, aka Childish Gambino.
Colt 45 Cambion.
Yeah, that's what like see Donald Glover should totally follow that trajectory. Like, okay, now that he's playing Lando Calrissian, he should advertise the liquor du jour. Or he could actually just go back and bring back Colt 45, like
The
for
champagne
of malt
liquors.
liquors. Like I don't know if that's like if that makes it more or less appealing because I'm not like a champagne person. It's the Cadillac of malt liquors. Maybe
The
that's the best.
Cadillac of all. That's what all the
I
rich
mean, that
kids
speaks
do.
to the same audience. Like, okay, you like Cadillacs, you like malt liquor, then this is for you.
It's the fidget spinner of malt liquor.
No, that means you're gonna stop drinking it halfway through the bottle. You're like, you know what? I'm bored of this. Um. Anyway, so
Just a random aside. There's a new Sonic game, Sonic Mania, that came out for the Nintendo Switch that
okay,
I would like to play if I had a Nintendo Switch.
then get one, Nintendo dude. Don't
Then
they
give
have?
me fucking $350, Zach.
Well, all you have to do, like I've told you time and time again.
Is go out at night on the street corner and prostitute yourself.
I mean, it was similar to that. Just cock that leg up, show that tattoo, and say, "Give me money." And if you find the right Japanese businessman, he might actually work for Nintendo and he'd be like, "Yes, I will give you money. Actually, you're going to be the face. No, make that the leg of our company."
Nintendo Power. Now you're playing with power.
So you should get another tattoo on your fist of the Nintendo Power Glove to just cover your entire hand.
Thought you were gonna say the official seal of approval that was on
Oh,
all
the
the
little
NES.
like the little sun-shaped thing that was on the games. I mean, that's another good one. You can have that tattooed anywhere else, but the Power Glove should cover your entire hand.
But that Sonic game, it's pretty cool. It's like a old school Sonic game, like
Is it like
updated.
the side scroller, or is it
Yeah,
like the 3D where you're looking behind him? Because I hate those
it's
games.
it's like the normal old school side scroller. Like
Okay,
the whole
cool.
plot of the game, the whole plot of the game is like going back in time and an excuse to sort of like play like classic Sonic levels from all the
Okay,
original Sonic games, but they've like spruced them up a little bit. And
that's cool.
yeah, it's like it's very good. It's getting great reviews. It's like it's amazing. Like all they had to do to make Sonic the Hedgehog relevant and cool again was
Let's go back in time.
go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, like, you know what? People like this game. Let's give them that again.
Yeah, let's
Like,
not have Sonic kiss human women and all that weird shit.
speaking of like Nintendo or like Sega adopted by Nintendo characters interacting with humans, that Super Mario just looks weird. It's like, oh, we find out he's not an actual human person. He's some kind of dwarf or something in this.
What?
Yeah, because you see the trailers for like Super Mario Odyssey or whatever that one. He's like
But are
in
they
New
are
York
they
City.
officially saying that he's like not human? Or
I mean, he's running around normal sized people and he's like comes up to their knees. So that's
maybe
odd
Mario is the one that's normal and everybody else is
in this land of
like
giants
a
in
freak.
New, what was it? I forget. It's not New York City. It's in New Bonk City or some weird
Something
like
like that.
Mario centric name.
And the
Uh
mayor of the city is Pauline from Donkey Kong.
oh, well, that's cool. So, um yeah,
It's
that's the game
progressive.
I'm still looking for if I was to ever buy a Nintendo Switch, which I'm most likely not going to, but
October.
yeah, that would be the game that would pull me in. I mean, if anybody wants to buy me that for my birthday, because my birthday is in October, uh, then contact me at frustratedgrad@gmail.com.
Well, Zach, maybe there's a focus group or market research group in your
They'll give me
future.
$350 for one
Well,
thing.
you'll have to do some. You'll have to do some homework. You have to come up with a collage with pictures expressing how you feel about this product.
Collage. Jesus Christ. All right. That sounds like work, and work is not what I like.
Yeah, how dare you work for money? It's not like that's how the world works.
Just give me money. Like, it seems like a simple concept. Like, I show
I'm a
up,
nice guy.
you give me money. Like, I don't understand why that's so
My
hard for
presence
people.
is enough.
I don't understand why I go to interviews and say like, no, just give me the money now, and they escort me out of the
They
building.
call
It just
security.
doesn't make sense. Say they feel threatened, and I was ill prepared by showing up in sweatpants and flip
Yeah.
flops.
My hygiene was not good.
Yeah, they could smell me from around the block. Yeah, sure. Anyway, um,
Moving on.
yeah.
Today in stupid internet challenges, have you heard of the hot water challenge? It sounds pretty self-explanatory, doesn't it, Zach?
Is that the challenge that the kid died from, like sipping boiling water through a straw? Because I know
Like,
they claimed that was for a challenge, and the child was dead.
how fucking stupid. Well, apparently, like, it inspired by YouTube videos because what else? It's
Hmm.
what inspired it. It involves pouring boiling water on an unsuspecting friend.
Jesus Christ! Like,
Like, what the?
that's not quite a challenge that as much as it is assault. Uh, it's just documented assault.
Gotta
All
get them
right.
views, man.
Yeah, got more likes than a white girl talking. No, I'm not going to participate in a hot water challenge. Uh,
The
I save
latest
I save my hot water for cooking, showering, not
bathing,
for friends.
boiling lobster.
No. I couldn't stand the screams.
I don't think they have voice boxes.
Here's like it's like some kind of whistling sound, but uh, it's disturbing enough that it pulls me away. Plus, it's too
Whistle
much
why,
work.
whistle why you die.
I'm sure you would enjoy that.
I'm sure. The latest story involving the hot water challenge: an 11-year-old Bronx girl who was cruelly pranked by her friends, quote unquote, with a so-called hot water challenge left the hospital on Friday looking like $1 million. Gonna mess up her name.
Jenny from the
Jamon
block.
Jamonisha Jamoni Merritt was admitted to Harlem Hospital for 11 days after being admitted with burns over 85% of her face. I feel great, she told the New York Daily News after her release. Jamoni says she is now dancing and listening to music.
You know that's like
The
a super villain origin story. It's just like, wait till they get a load of me. And she's just gonna be uh, crispy dancer, the next the next villain for Daredevil season 3. Um, yeah, I'm not cool with that. Friends who pour boiling water on you are not friends. So
middle schooler will probably miss the beginning of seventh grade and be homeschooled because she cannot go out into the sun and expose her raw arm, said her mom, Ebony Merritt. So, yeah.
all right.
She was cruelly pranked at a sleepover. Her peers threw scalding water on her as she slept. Probably a copycat of the Hot Water Challenge, a tragically stupid act made famous by YouTube video.
Why?
Anaya Grant Stewart, 12, was taken into custody following the August 7th incident. She allegedly tried to cut her wrists after it happened.
All
Boy, this is
right.
just a story
See,
that keeps on giving.
totally healthy friendship with totally normal kids and
Jesus.
going on here.
Aren't
Uh,
you glad you're not a kid during this generation?
yeah, this really gives me hope for the future.
It's like this,
Wow.
this like need to get likes and fucking comments on like social media. It's goddamn.
Yeah, we we all
Th-
need
This
to just click the thumbs up button for ourselves.
this Kardashian whatever generation we live in.
The Kardashianification of America.
God damn.
I'm sure there's gonna be a book written about that at some point.
I mean, it's not like we're trying to get people to like us and
Yeah, it's
give us
like we're just we're just two guys having a normal conversation. It's not like
yeah
we're
with the
seeking
podcast.
approval of people to click
Random strangers.
thumbs up or give us 5-star reviews on iTunes or search frustrated grad on Facebook and subscribe to our page. It's not like we're trying to do any of that stuff.
Nope, 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 not.
Not at all.
Uh, how's it going, by the way?
I mean, it goes as well as it could under the circumstances. How's that for a nice vague answer for you?
That's not encouraging.
Yeah,
That's not encouraging.
yeah, but let's.
I with my own YouTube channel. Like I was kind of like looking around doing research to see like what's popular and what are like people into right now, and
Big
it's a
Brother.
not it,
that's that's one thing.
uh, it's not very encouraging to see like the type of stuff that gets thousands and millions of views. It's just like shitheads making like prank calls to like female escorts and a whole lot of like stupid like bullshit. But even it's like, but for that example, it's like this video is getting like hundreds and thousands of views, and like people actually like want to like listen to this shit
And
or
make
watch
sure
this
that
shit.
some portion of your video's title is in all caps. That's
Yeah.
very important. You might also want to include the buzz phrases "gone sexual" or "exposed" or things like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, the thing that I've found, like, I always try to stay within my wheelhouse and stay within things that interest me. And if people find that, then great. So,
But do you think that like these people that like make these videos like 15 savage back to school weird hacks. Do you think that like they even give a shit about this stuff, or they're just sort of like pandering to?
No, they're chasing views.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
what's sad.
working.
Yeah, it works, but what does that do for your soul?
What does
Like,
that do for your bank account?
I don't really know at this point with YouTube because it kind of it's kind of up in the air with that stuff. I've heard a lot of people say their revenues have dropped significantly with the adpocalypse,
Really gotta
or to say it more appropriately, the adpocalypse.
stay away from that copyrighted material, the music and images,
Yeah, you
and
really
and
limit yourself there. That's why I have
yeah.
to actually. That's why with my reviews, I actually have to watch content and provide analysis and give uh, commentary rather than just watch the product and show it on the screen.
I think it's okay. You can use like a still image, but you
Yeah, you
can't
can
like
use
use
still
video.
images, and
Yeah,
I guess for like trailers and stuff, you can use that. But I don't like. I've been interested in like I watch reaction channels and stuff like that, but it never feels like something I genuinely feel like, oh, this is me. I'm going to do this. That's why I just like I talk about the shows that I like to watch. All the people who like to watch those shows find the videos if they find them. I mean, the stuff that's been getting the most response lately is Big Brother stuff. And I've always watched Big Brother as long
yeah.
as I've been watching YouTube, as long as I've been on YouTube. So it's like I finally decided to start talking about it, and it's what people are responding to. So
Gotta
I
do what
guess,
you know. Talk
yeah,
about what you know.
yeah. I'm trying to get my Big Brother people to notice my podcast, but there's not a
Look
lot
at
of Big Brother
me.
talk there for them. So maybe I need to crowbar that in. Like
Uh,
you and your poop stories is gonna be me and Big Brother.
yeah.
So on the latest Big Brother, actually, this Big Brother this week was like it was a roller coaster of emotion
Glass case.
uh, because there was on the U.S. version they had a double eviction that was extremely disappointing because the power stayed all on the same side. There's basically no opposition left in the house.
Feel the power.
Yeah, and in the Celebrity Big Brother house, their double eviction was very satisfying because uh, two rubbish housemates were booted out on their air. So I'm happy. Get Paul out. Get Paul out. Anyway,
Yeah. How often do you click on the trending logo on YouTube? I don't know if you have the app, but you have that little link where there's like a little fire symbol, and it shows you all the things that are trending, and it's just this array of just crap.
garbage. Yeah,
Exactly.
I
But then you
don't.
look at the views; it's like a million, 2 million, 1.3 million.
Yeah, I know some people click on that and just that's their research for like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do a video about. But it's just like this stuff is not anything that interests me. Plus, it's like
Oh,
the biggest things are like trailers and stuff. Like, well, I don't want to see the trailers, so I'm not
and
gonna.
news stories and fucking
Yeah, like
whatever fucking Jake Paul bullshit.
yeah, like guess who just got cast in this movie you won't see for another 2 years. It's like, well, I don't care, at least as of now. Uh, so yeah, that's a lot of the stuff on YouTube that's popular stuff I go out of my way to avoid in the first place, like pranks, uh, casting news, this new trailer that shows you everything that happens. Uh, yeah, those things aren't. I'm not down with the kids, as they say. You know, that's what they say.
Speaking of which, like there was like a I guess the Japanese trailer for Thor Ragnarok, and Benedict Cumberbatch, the Doctor
Doctor
Strange, is
Strange.
like he's in it a lot more than the American trailer, and I didn't even bother watching it.
Yeah, and they already spoiled it enough for me. It's like the Thor trailer number 2 or 3 featuring Doctor Strange. I'm like, Jesus Christ, why did like
Right.
I didn't even watch it and they just spoiled like, okay, he's in it. Like, great, thanks for telling me that.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the Avengers Infinity War, Thor is floating out in space, and he meets up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So now we know what happens. He survives Thor Ragnarok. So
Yeah, I don't need to know any stuff like that. It's like I've been avoiding all of that, and it's great. that's that's why I need to. I think there was somebody who came out from one of these franchises. I forget who it was. It was like, hey, don't pay attention to the marketing because it spoils stuff. I forgot who said that exactly. I think it might have been Mark Hamill. It was somebody from Star Wars. I'm pretty sure. Uh,
probably that sounds like something you would say.
yeah, because it's like we want to see these movies already. Like most of these
Yeah,
movies,
we're going to see it anyway.
yeah, it's like most of these movies, they're selling them just based on name recognition anyway. That's why they have these massive franchises of dozens of movies in them. So it's like you know the movie's sold from the moment you greenlight it. So you don't need to show us everything that happens in the movie along the way. Uh, it's just like the trailers that need to give you more detail are things like Logan Lucky or whatever. Like
I
those, like
want to know.
yeah, like
Those are
what
the
the hell
things. It's
is
like
this?
you have to sell me on it. You have to tell me why I should see this. It's not a
Yeah,
familiar property with familiar characters.
yeah,
You need to convince me.
cause it's interesting.
Spoil it.
Like even looking back at like trailers from like the '70s, like I'm thinking of like
Those long trailers
yeah, they would
where
like
they
they kind of tell you the
tell
whole
you.
story, but it still makes it interesting enough where it's like, oh, I want to go on this ride with these characters. It would still be interested in watching. Like Caddyshack follows this young kid who goes on
This
these
young man
crazy adventures in this private country club, and then they
in a
show like
world
highlights. Yeah, in a world. It's funny they moved away from that, but they
because the
went to a
guy
much.
died.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason. But then it's like,
Don LaFontaine.
yeah, they should just get the guy from Honest Trailers because he's basically like out of that mold. But
I hate honest trailers. I hate those people.
I
I
mean,
don't like the whole.
Screen
I don't like the
Junkies
whole
crew.
idea of like every single movie has to have like a this cynical ass like honest trailer, and it's like it doesn't even matter if the movie's good or bad. Let's have like this takedown.
Yeah, we have to nitpick it. I mean, most of them I've been a fan
That's
of.
another
Like
dumb
it's
thing on YouTube that gets lots of views.
yeah. I mean, I'm one of the people to blame for that as well. I always click on those. I mean, only if I'm interested in the movie. If I liked it or specifically hated it, I'll watch the honest trailer. I don't watch it for like anything I haven't seen because it just unnecessarily spoils it for me. But I mean, I've been a fan of them. Some of I feel like between the two, I like the everything wrong with more so because there's actual like
Yeah,
there's like
Chris.
facts kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
okay this like here's some a continuity error right here and here's some logic that doesn't make sense and I like that stuff more because it's like there's more work put into that more than just riffing because that's kind of
Yeah.
the honest trailer thing is kind of more of a like mystery science theater type take on it. It's just like, oh, what's
I just
something
think that
dumb
this
we
is
could say?
it's like the shittiest form of like film criticism. It's just
Yeah,
so
I mean,
cynical.
it's not even really criticism. It's just like snark, professional snark.
I think it is criticism because like instead of actually like talking about like the plot of the movie or the acting in the movies, like here's
Yeah,
some like this nitpick this little thing that nobody gives a shit about just so we can make this stupid YouTube
yeah.
video.
Like here's this laundry list of times this character does this one thing or
Like who
this
the
trait
fuck
that
cares?
repeats itself. Like, oh, okay, well, it's over the course of 2 hours, so it's not a big deal. But when you show them all within 30 seconds, then it makes it seem like it was egregious. But yeah, sometimes that like if that's why I said like the more I dislike the movie, the better my experience watching
Yeah,
an honest trailer.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
When it's a
okay,
bad
I'm waiting
movie,
for
it makes
this to
sense.
get torn down. Like
But
I'm waiting
they
for
do
the
one
emoji movie one.
they do one for like every movie, even if it's good or bad.
Yeah, that's what I was like. For movies I really like, I wait. Like Civil War, it wasn't like one I clicked on immediately. It's
Like
just like
Spider-Man:
okay,
Homecoming or yeah.
yeah. It's just like you know what, I'm call me blissfully ignorant, but I'm fine with my enjoyment of this. I don't want to ruin that. Like, oh, here's all the time, cause like, uh, some things are just like you have a visceral gut reaction to it from watching it the
Yeah,
first time, and then somebody who's like watched every scene 10 times so they can nitpick whatever little
make a
thing they
YouTube
can.
video.
Just like I don't know if I this is really how I wanted to consume this. It's it's as bad as the people who take stills of like set photos and be like, if you see this person in the background, you can see this character who hasn't been
Yeah,
announced is going to be there. It's like, you know what?
yeah.
Chill, chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I found the secret. I got you.
Yeah, like you can see an infinity stone in this back corner right here, and then you can see a golden fingertip that indicates that Thanos is around the corner. Um, but yeah,
Speaking of things that men don't enjoy anymore, apparently uh, men aren't into breasts anymore, according to this. According to
according to this
Pornhub.
bullshit, because that's what
No, no,
I'm
no.
calling bullshit on it.
Uh,
Where's the
our boobs on
facts?
our boobs on. Let me tell you, our boobs on the outs. This seems to be the case for millennials, at least in regard to their
I wish
porn
they were on
viewing
the outs
habits.
more often. Like,
New data released by Pornhub has revealed a rather distinct generational trend regarding our cultural fondness for breasts. Their data revealed the younger generation, the less interested they are in women's mammaries. The data exhibits young
memories.
the data exhibits young adults ages 18 to 24 are almost 20% less likely to search for breast related content on the site, whereas
Mm.
those 55 to 64 were 17% more likely. The age groups in between ascend as viewers' age increases.
I guess I'm an old soul. I'm all about them titties. Anyway,
Um, don't get me wrong, this by no means suggests breasts aren't popular. Big natural boobs ranks fourth in overall searches on the site,
yeah,
and daily breast searches exceed
contributed to that.
millions. The figure just may not be as popular as you'd assume. On average, only 1.5% of daily searches on Pornhub are boob related. Of that 1.5%, 0.89 search for large breasts, 0.29% search for natural breasts, and 0.09% search for small breasts, and fake breasts finish last with 0.06%.
Yeah,
In
who's typing
fact,
it? Fake boobs. It's like
in
I
fact,
really want to see those
searches related to fake
stretched
boobs
out
don't break
melons.
the top 25 in breast related searches.
Hmm.
So
I
this is
mean,
based off of Pornhub data.
I've been a minority all my life, so
Yeah,
I'm fine with continuing that trend in this regard as well.
this
More
uptick.
boobs for me.
The market is trending upward or downward depending on where they.
Yeah. Like, so was it? Does it say what the top searches are? Just like saying boobs are down. Like, are people searching for butts instead, or are there other categories like MILF or whatever? Looks like it says butts are in, which things in butts don't interest me.
No,
No, no, thank you. Butts do not give life. Um, the I'm gonna walk around with a picket sign, and that's all it's gonna say. It's like, butts do not give life.
the number one search term in 2016 was MILF for men and lesbian for women.
I mean, it's kind of weird, uh, but this that's a thing. People are changing. It's a new world. Just Trump's America. People are about uh, lesbian milfs.
For men, these are like the these are like the top 10. Number one was MILF. Number two was stepmom. Number three was stepsister. Number four
What
is
is
Japanese.
what is up with people?
The incest crap. Ugh. Number four was oh, it's not real, obviously. Number
Yeah,
five is mom. Number six is teen. Seven lesbian. Eight stepmom and son. Nine
a lot of
celebrity
people are trending
stepdad.
on like near crimes in their porn. It's
Yeah,
just like, what is the most taboo thing you could look up? Uh,
bestiality. Fucking. Well, necrophilia.
I feel like back when
Back in
they
my day.
no, but this is even past my prime porn viewing age. But like back when the original Two Girls One Cup came out, that was like fringe, very niche, just
I've never wanted to see that.
yeah. But I'm saying like then it was just like this shocking thing that was just for outrage.
People eating shit.
Yeah, but nowadays I feel like there's more of a like normal viewing audience for that.
Thank God. Like, who
Uh,
gets turned on by that?
I don't know, but I think there's more of them now than there were then,
Uh, for
considering all the other things people are searching for.
for women's favorites, I already mentioned number one was lesbian. Number two, lesbian scissoring. Number three,
They just want to see
threesome.
if it's a real thing.
Number four, a big black dick. Number five, lesbian seduces straight. Number six, stepmom and daughter. Number seven, black. Number eight, extreme gangbang. Number nine, Japanese. And number 10, just plain gangbang.
Japanese.
2016.
All right, this is like I said, Trump's America. This is this is
Trump's
America
America.
being great. This is what great America looks like.
I don't think Trump has anything to do with this. I think
I,
everyone's always
Everybody
blaming
blamed
for.
Obama for everything. I think this is something you could blame Trump for.
Yeah.
Anyway, so um, I don't know how you follow that up, but
I know how you follow that up. You
everybody can
follow that up.
tweet at us with your porn search terms
Follow
that you
that up
look
by
for.
talking about the eclipse that will be taking place tomorrow.
Is that one of the top searches? Big black eclipse.
The
Would have
eclipse, big
yeah,
giant ass, pong, or whatever that word, pong,
P- P-
PAWG.
fat ass white girl. I
Yeah,
think that's what
exactly.
it stands for.
Yeah, we're gonna. There's gonna be the solar eclipse taking place tomorrow. How close are you to Carbondale, Illinois? Zach,
Uh,
that's where you can see the
not at
full
all.
eclipse. Yeah.
So I'll be watching footage of the eclipse on television and YouTube videos. I'm sure. Uh,
As long as you're not watching the sun without your special glasses, or you'll go blind.
like can't you just wear sunglasses and look at it, or what is
No,
the specific
no,
thing you need?
that will not work.
Because I know they show like you can like poke a hole in a piece of paper and look. It's just like this seems like a lot of work. They
If you can actually see anything in your glasses, then they're not good. That's what I've read.
all right.
It has to be. You can only like see things that are like really bright, aka a sun.
Okay. Well, then I might just rely on people with their camera footage. Maybe I'll play it safe.
But wait, Zach, if you're nearby your local 7-Eleven or Best Buy, you can
I have
pick
eclipse
up some
glasses.
glasses. Yeah,
How much are these eclipse glasses?
I don't know. I assume that they're not more than $10 if they're that expensive.
Maybe I'll check that out because
They're
I
little
am
fucking
curious.
paper like 3D type glasses. You only use what once, and what I think the next solar eclipse is like 2024. So
Yeah, so you just put them in a safe place for the next 7 years, and then you'll be all set.
there will
Um,
be places to view, events to view the eclipse all over.
like outdoors.
Yeah, the
Mm,
Chicago and suburbs. If you're nearby, or and there are other events around the country, I assume.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
I think I'm just going to stand outside, just like a normal person. I'm not gonna.
blind your, make yourself even more blind, Zach. Just go all the way.
I'm going to
The,
make sure I
the
make my trip.
stigmatism.
I'm gonna get to 7-Eleven before the time of the eclipse, and then head back to my designated spot. Maybe sit down and pet a goose while I look up at the sun, because there's geese all in my area and around my job. Uh, so I'm sure that they'll be freaked out by it.
You sound very excited.
Yes, I'm excited for darkness. I see that every time I close my eyes and open my eyes and look in the mirror. So,
uh, uh, uh.
aha. So, I mean, do you have any specific eclipse viewing plans? Do you have your 7-Eleven glasses?
If I do go out today, I'll try to get some, but otherwise, no. Otherwise, I'll either be at the gym or whatever. I'm not working tomorrow.
Yeah, I might just take a walk outside and see the chaos that ensues in the utter darkness. Perhaps we could have a purge. The climate is right. Um, but yeah, so um,
Did you
other,
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you about to say?
I was saying other than viewing the sun potentially, anything else you've been viewing that is of interest to you? What are you watching on TV?
I saw Game of Thrones on Sunday. Another. I think the next to last episode of the season is tonight.
Um, is it the last or is there one more?
There's one more.
Okay. But yeah, I've heard that this one also leaked earlier in the week.
I
It's,
I mean, I don't watch any of the leaks. I don't
yeah,
even know where to find them, so it hasn't been a problem for me at all.
yeah, it's just weird that it's these hackers are clearly like trolling HBO because like they're waiting till like okay, it's the week of the episode, let's put it out now. It's just like it's such a weird dickish thing to do, but
I think it was like was it like HBO like Iceland or some foreign country like they accidentally aired the wrong episode like out of order on like the HBO
wow,
app.
that's you have one job.
Yeah, it wasn't related to the hack at all. It was just to fuck up on that part.
Also, this leak should be pretty good quality. Maybe I'll check it out the day of. Just like you know what, I can't wait another 30 minutes. Load it
Uh,
up.
what what do you think is going to get killed during the journey beyond the wall to bring home an Ice Man, a White Walker, to show Khaleesi and Cersei that they exist?
I mean, this clearly is a Suicide Squad, to quote Will Smith from that epic Oscar-winning movie.
Yeah,
The like, I'm trying to think who's a red shirt in that crew. It's not going to be John, obviously. It can't be
the guy
Gendry
who
because
can't
he's just
die.
returned. Yeah, Thoros of Mir is that the guy's name? Is he the one who had the flaming sword?
Yeah,
With the, so I'm
you
assuming.
see it in the preview for the episode. Yeah,
So I'm assuming like you have a flaming sword facing the White Walkers, you should be pretty safe with that.
and they
Uh,
have the with the dragon ice or whatever
Dragon
that
Glass,
helps.
they've mined
Dragon
it, and
glass.
I'm assuming they've done a lot of yachting with travel, so I'm assuming like they got to the wall pretty quickly. So maybe at some point they stopped off and had Gendry fashion them some actual weapons out of the dragon glass, but who knows? Because they just pulled it out of the ground. So are they just holding sharp geodes and poking it with them, like dragon glass spears? But I'm assuming they're prepared at this point. But I'm just trying to think: is there
Uh,
anybody in that crew whose name we don't know? Then that's the
that
person
the
who's gonna
that
die.
the other guy, the other guy that's in the crew, uh,
This guy with the
that
man bun is one of them.
the man, the guy that was in the prison with them, that's with the Hound and
Yeah,
the other guy.
yeah. I'm thinking like, okay, we know the Hound, we know Thoros of Mir, somewhat. We know his thing. We don't really know the man bun guy, so maybe that's
You don't think the big wildling guy or big bearded red
Tormund
bearded guy?
Giantsbane.
Yeah.
I feel like they're leading up to something with him and Brienne because he was so
Yeah, I was gonna
excited.
say
Like,
all
did
the
you bring the
fucking
big woman?
all the dumbass shippers on the internet, you know.
But they're leaning into that with the show because that was his first like question. Like, did you bring the big woman?
I don't think
So
she's feels the same way.
no,
I just think that they're just pandering to the fucking internet and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
I don't think there's any that's leading up to anything.
but I feel like that's not like the most noble way for him to die. I feel like we have to lose somebody who's
Oh,
already
this show is all
expendable.
about people dying nobly, which is why you know Tywin Lannister died on the toilet.
I mean, that was appropriate. He was in the seat of power in King's Landing, and he died on the seat of power. Uh,
And there's
so
so many like people who have been like stabbed in the balls and like, their intestines ripped out.
yeah, what I'm trying to think of a like a principal character who's died in a way like that. I guess you wouldn't call Tormund Giantsbane a principal character, or even Thoros of Myr for that matter. But he's got his thing that keeps him from just being killed off. So I'm thinking like, I mean, I guess Hodor was one of those situations where it's like, okay, this kind of was out of nowhere and there wasn't a lot
The
of lead
ghost.
up to it, but there it was a good story that was told. Like, oh, him, his death in the future caused his mental illness in the past. That was a nice twist on it. But uh,
Actually, his fucking mental illness and his death was caused by Bronn.
Bran just being
Bran.
his presence, he instead of tearing a hole in the fabric of space time, he just tore a hole in his brain.
Poor Brain.
uh,
I'm not looking forward to what's going to happen with Arya and Sansa with fucking Littlefinger
yeah,
trying to
because it seems like
cause a
Littlefinger's.
wedge in between.
Yeah, because the letter that he planted there, it seems, was just the letter that Cersei made Sansa write way back in the day, like saying like, our father's been arrested for treason, so Arya's not gonna be cool with that. But it's old news at this point, so should kind of get over it. Like, dad is dead, so who knows? I
That's why
thought
I'm not
Arya was
looking forward
smarter
to it.
than that. Yeah, it's like
I
they,
hope so.
yeah, but we'll see. He's just pulling at the thread that was already there with the tension between them. So, you know, we will see. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's all I have.
so there's nothing else major that you're watching. You haven't started The Defenders, watching Game of Thrones, because
I watched like the first episode of that goddamn Glow. It's okay.
you said
I'll
Glow.
yeah I'll
I've
get
just
around
finished
to it.
Glow actually. I enjoyed the entire season. Uh,
Nice.
Let me know as you progress through it, because I finished it this past week and I posted my last review on it. Actually, yeah, might have been. Uh,
What did you love about it so much? What kept you going?
I just feel like you got to know all the characters, and I like seeing the behind the scenes of like people starting a wrestling promotion who don't even know what wrestling is. It's just like you
That
see
was like the
things
most
that,
interesting part of the
yeah,
show. Like I cared more about that than I cared about the stupid Allison Marie character. It's like
yeah,
who's supposedly it definitely because it's made by the same people who did Orange Is the New Black. It's kind of ironic because that's another show where the main character is Lisa
is the least
Mareski's
extra,
character.
yeah. But at least in both shows they learned to lean into that. It's just like, you know
Yeah,
what,
exactly.
let's delve into these kind of one note characters and flesh them out. And I feel like that's what they did.
Because
Like,
she's an actress and she doesn't understand wrestling and she needs to like she's asking the Mark Maron character like what's your motivation and they're doing this scene blah blah blah.
yeah. And I feel like there was like that's their entry into the show, but I feel like it becomes more of an ensemble after
I
that.
hope so. I think I
Uh,
stopped when like her best friend found out that she was fucking her husband and was yelling at her during
yeah.
the audition,
It's like, oh,
which is stupid on
I
her
love this
part.
gimmick that you're doing. Uh, I just thought that was interesting. I need to, now that I finished this season, I need to go back and watch the documentary about Glow to see like how much of this was pulled from true events, or if any. Like, as I know, like they did have, I'm pretty sure they had a welfare queen type character, which is ridiculous, and they had the character in the show whose gimmick is that she's Machu Picchu. She's from this like Samoan dynasty family, She's representing a real character, Mount Fuji from the original Glow. So I'll be interested in seeing the parallels with all those characters. So
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that's all I got.
yeah. So yeah, I finished Glow. Like I said, I'm just starting the Defenders. Trying to think of what else is like.
Defenders. Defenders of the Universe, the Phantom, and who's the other character from that cartoon from 1985?
So was one of those
Defenders.
guys actually like Power Man, Luke Cage? Because he looks like.
No, it was similar to it.
Yeah, I was like, that guy looks like Power Man. Um, but yeah, have you watched any of the new DuckTales series?
I
Yeah.
saw the pilot because they aired it like 24 hours on Disney XD,
Okay, how
and
was it?
I mean, I'll keep watching it, but you know.
It's more geared for adults, I'm assuming, with all the voice actors in it. But or what would you say?
I would say that I mean it's obviously geared toward towards adults because it's
Mhm.
banking on nostalgia, but it definitely has that sort of modern cartoon feel to it.
Okay.
A lot of it like the Cartoon Network shows and just stuff like that, and like the Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they don't sound alike because they have like more distinct
Okay.
personalities and
That's
every
cool.
part. So, you they're more like kids of this generation. The
Millennial
the
ducks.
girl the the little girl character who was made for the cartoon, like she's not like a little toddler now. She
Okay.
actually has more of a older, I guess, useful personality than she did in the original. But there was a part of that. I liked the fact that she was like a little naive little you know
Yeah.
girl. Yeah, that's yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So
It's
I've been
fine.
meaning to check that out. Tell me, uh, is the voice of Kristen Shaw anywhere in this show?
Uh, I think that the voice of Abigail, that's her name, is what the hell's her name from Garfunkel and Oates?
Kate Micucci
Kate,
or
Kate Micucci. Yeah,
Ricky Lindholm? Okay. So yeah, I figured they had to have one of
and
those odd
that's another
voice
thing too.
people in
It's like yeah, it's just like these it's old comics that they
there.
that they've
Yeah,
gotten for the character. Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that's becoming like its own little niche thing. Like, okay, you bring your weird comic sensibility to this character. Uh,
Because Kate Micucci does characters on like Steven Universe and Adventure Time, obviously.
okay. I mean, it seems like a perfect fit for something like that. So it makes sense. So,
DuckTales.
a woo.
Woo.
So that's the actual name of the show, right? Ducktales Woohoo.
The
At least
Woohoo was
how
the
I've
name of
seen
the
it.
that was the name of the pilot of the
Okay.
episode, the first episode.
All right. So that's there you go. They were yeah. So they're leaning into that nostalgia. Like this is for you and your kids. Uh, gather around. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff I need to check up on, and I need to keep up. Even though it's like TV, mainstream TV has slowed down, but like I've got my Defenders. I got to catch up with Orange is the New Black. Uh, I
You don't have to.
I do. I've enjoyed it. They're still doing the riot as of where I am now. It's just like, man, they're gonna have some serious repercussions after all these days and days of rioting. But yeah. So well, we will update you as we continue next week and let you know what we're watching. So I think we could probably wrap up if there's nothing else to talk about.
Who's gonna win the Universal title at SummerSlam?
I
Will
don't know.
Brock Lesnar retain?
They're really leaning into the idea of Brock Lesnar losing and quitting the WWE, but it seems like based on his steroid issues, it's probably a year before he would actually have a match in the UFC. So he's probably gonna
John
hang around
Bones
for a little.
Jones.
Yeah, he's probably gonna hang around for a while. Uh, but
That's very exciting.
yeah, that's why I said there's nothing else to talk about.
Will Sasha Banks defeat Alexa Bliss? other
What
than
what I'm more curious
Raw.
about is with their real life backstage heat, will they even have a decent match, or will it turn into a shoot?
Oh, they have backstage heat. I didn't know that.
Apparently that's a thing. I don't know how true that is, but
I've heard nothing about this,
I've heard that
and
it's affecting their in-ring chemistry. But we'll see.
hopefully it'll add to the match and make it enjoyable.
Maybe Sasha doesn't like Alexa's pet pig. Maybe she's piggist or something.
Yeah,
She wants to eat it.
she's jealous of Nia Jax's and Alexa's friendship.
Yeah, like I need a big, huge friend to pal around with me. All I have is my boyfriend, who's actually smaller than me. uh, anyway, yeah. So that's SummerSlam. I don't. We don't host a wrestling podcast anymore, as you can see. Interest has diminished. I'm fine with it when I'm watching it, but it's just like, and between doing the 2 reviews a week on my channel now about it, like I don't really, I'm kind of burnt out by the time the podcast rolls around. So, you know, you can find my opinions on wrestling elsewhere, on the Frustrated Wrestling Fan on youtube.com/Zach Hughes. That's ZAC Hughes. So we can wrap up and you can give everybody your social media details if there's nothing else pressing.
My Twitter is at Anthony Hoffman. Anthony Hoffman. Facebook, find me Anthony Hoffman. Instagram at Tony Hoffman Chai. That's Tony Hoffman CHI. Tony Hoffman Chai.
And you can find me at twitter.com/Zach Reviews. That's ZAC Reviews. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Zach Hughes. Again, that's ZAC Hughes. You can find me on Facebook if you want, also Zach Hughes. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Frustrated Grad. You can find the video version of this podcast where you can see my new staging setup on youtube.com/frustratedgrads. And you can hear the audio version of the podcast on iTunes, Google Play Podcasts, and Stitcher, Player.fm, wherever podcasts are sold. If you like what we're doing, go to iTunes and give us a 5-star review. And if you really like us, go to frustratedgrad.com and donate by clicking the PayPal button. I'm paying for all of these podcasts to be stored on there, so every little bit helps. With that, I will say thanks for watching if you're watching the video version of the podcast. Thanks for listening, and that's all you get for today.